Today I'm talking about a disc that I have honestly probably thrown more than any other disc and talked about almost none on this channel, and that is my putting putter, the Swan. I have been putting with Westside Swan 2s since 2016. It was kind of a weird thing. When Paige Pierce was on Team Dynamic Disc, before they made her the deputy, she was putting with Swans. She was putting super, super well. I got some just before that. I was like, well, if she's putting so well with those, I'm just going to commit. I'm going to go for it. Now, she's been on Team Discraft for a couple years, throwing a whole new putter that feels completely different. And I've stayed committed. So I've got my stack of, I think I've got 18 Swans. And what I typically have done is every 6 months or so, sometimes a little bit less depending on how they go, I buy 2 as close to identical as possible Swans, and those will be my putting putters for the next 3 to 6 months. I have 5 in the BT Medium Burst plastic that I typically use in the summertime, 11 of the BT Soft, which is the main one I use, 3 seasons out of the year. In the summer, sometimes I feel like they get a little bit too tacky, so I switch them out. I recently got one Origio. Never had an Origio one before, but I had some and payout money at a tournament, and this was the cheapest disc they had, and I had like $10 left to spend at the table, so that was one of the only ones that was in the price range. So I figure it's the mold I throw, why not? It's their more basic plastic, but it feels nice. It's like a slightly stiffer version of BT Medium, but it feels pretty good. And then I have 2 of the rare and coveted Megasoft Swans. These guys are like blowfly floppy almost. This one, the red one, I haven't thrown too much. It's mainly been in the practice basket, but the white one has been in my bag for the most part since 2017. And I've got an ace with it. I've made a lot of hillside putts with it, and this is probably my most thrown disc of all time, if I had to say. So what I like about them is, and I'll show you a fresher one so you can actually get an idea of the profile less molested. It's a relatively shallow putter, no bead, slightly scooped out underside, and the top is a little bit of a slope, but not a whole lot. Not like something like a magnet where it could shift your hand. So it fits really well into the pocket of my thumb and forefinger there. I putt with my finger on the little scooped out portion here, which almost acts like a pseudo bead, but these guys are just really straight. So I like to putt with kind of a low speed spush putt, cross between a push and a spin putt, and I release with just a little bit of hyzer. So it'll go out of your hand, flip barely flat, and then just maybe baby fade, but like not really. Not until you're like in the 50+ foot range. And I really find these guys to be a great, reliable straight putter. The only time I don't like them is when it's really, really windy, especially on big open ball golf courses. Occasionally I will putt with another one of my thrown putters that's a little bit more stable in the bag, something like a Jackrabbit or an Envy, whatever I have in the bag at the time to fill that slot. So that is kind of what I like about the Swan. It's the Swan 2 version, not the Swan 1 Reborn, I'll be clear. So I'll give you guys an idea about when I would throw them or how I like to putt with them. Let's take a look.
Taking it out in the yard here from 22 feet, do my normal spin putt here. A little wobbly, but they're nice and straight, going right in the basket. Trying to straddle. I don't straddle that much, but I do find that they do just fine when I have to do that. It just hurts my knees, so I don't do it that often. A little wobbly, but again, they're going in. So trying to get them from 33 feet, right at the 10-meter mark. Not the prettiest putt, I will admit, but effective enough. And they're nice and straight, even that little hyzer on them. Trying same distance with the straddle. And it's wobbly, but nice and straight going in. I yanked the crap out of that one, but 2 out of 3 with a shot I'm not familiar with is not bad. So doing some approaches, this is about 175 feet, giving them a lot of hyzer. The Origio gets down there. I'm aiming for that tree right where it landed, so that one was basically exactly what I wanted, as is the BT Medium. So I'm throwing one of each plastic so you guys can get a feel for what each one of them do. The soft one does not want to hook up very much, but it still gets fairly close. And the Megasoft that is super beat in just keeps turning over. So other than the Megasoft, they were all in the circle. I'm aiming for that leaning cypress tree a little bit. Just trying to keep these pretty nice and flat. That one turns over a little bit too much, but still would have a putt from there at, on these nice 130, 140 foot throws. That one does pretty well. And the Megasoft literally goes up there and hits the tree I was aiming for. So that was a nice one. And on these, I'm going to try this high Anheuser forehand that I sometimes use as a get out of jail shot. The Origio does it really nicely there. I get a little too wide and clip that iron leaf over there with the medium. But the soft one here, this is exactly what I'm trying to do. It goes actually a little bit past, almost 200 feet with that one. And the Megasoft just too beat in and too floppy. It doesn't like that shot anymore.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. I won't talk too much more since I talked so much in the beginning. But the Swan is one of my favorite discs, and I hope you can see why. I would say with putting putters and approach disc, it's kind of about finding what you like and what works for you, and the mix of feel and flight of the Swan has been one that I've been able to enjoy a whole lot over the last several years. So if you guys are so inclined, give one a shot. They feel really nice. If not, find your putter that works for you. There's so many great options out there. Have a great day. Appreciate you watching. Maybe see you in the next one.